Well, hello. How are you? Just gonna bring that back. Okay. Yeah, cool. Oh, hey there. How we doing? It's it's been a minute. It's been a hot minute. Um, I've had some technical difficulties getting everything set up, which I will explain momentarily. Um, but do I sound okay? I think everything looks okay. Let me just send out a real quick thing on the interwebs. Um, let the world know we here, we out here. Do. I see Dart Monk is out here. Hello, my friend. Good to see ya. Woohoo! I'm just gonna. I don't know. I'm just gonna take a break. Whoop. We're getting meta. Hello, Vinzilla. Good to see you. Again, just throwing it out there real quick that we are live. Live from an undisclosed location. Where are my Smiddle heads at? You know, I don't even know if Smiddle knows where his other heads are at, to be honest. He's Smiddle. He's out here. almost I've almost put the thing out there. Oh, I'm so behind on everything I'm trying to do. Okay, that's that. Let's go in there. Boop. Okay. Message sent. And we'll see who else joins us on this lovely evening. But for those who are here, hi. Welcome back. It's been, like 4 going on 5 months since last I did this. Since last we spoke in this capacity. It's been a long time. Stream timer representing the number of minis I've painted. You know what? Maybe I should have like a count in the corner of do like a tally every once in a while. I don't know. But let's shift over to the camera, I think, and then I'll keep explaining. But boom, there it is. You even got the chat overlay there. That's neat. That's new. I don't remember that being the case last time. Gonna remove this little piece of paper real quick, just because it's flapping in the wind. It's a cute little note though from my fiance. So, for those who may not know and come upon this video much later down the line, part of my absence was I got engaged. Part of my absence was I moved, so we're in a new location. Part of my absence was I needed to get a new laptop because my old one said, I think we're done working. And then shortly after that happened, my tablet decided to do the same. So, good times all around. Um, but yeah, lots of big life things, and then some technical things, and then the holidays happened in December. Work started up again. Just general chaos. But you can read about all of that in a little bit more detail on my blog. Which if you're not already following, you should. Just like you should be following me here on Twitch. But yeah, a brief snapshot, quick update to capture 5-month absence in the span of like 2 minutes. But yeah, I was a lot of big life things, very exciting things. Again, some technical things, which is why the starting soon screen, the background is changed. I've had to finagle because the new laptop has a webcam, which is cool. But problem, I couldn't figure out how to get this camera to work as a result for a hot minute. So figuring all of that out. Plus, I recently had to order a new USB port. Hello, stranger. Mojo Jojo. Welcome. As I was saying, I had to recently, because of the new laptop, it only had one USB port, where the old laptop had two. Now, this doesn't sound like a huge deal, but the issue therein lies that the microphone, the Blue Yeti microphone I'm using to speak into right now, is USB, and my lovely camera here is also USB. So I had an issue of I only had one thing. So either you're only hearing the audio or you're only getting the visual. Because the audio that comes from this camera, not superb. It's not built for audio purposes. But alas, here we are. So I recently got a little adapter, which I'm trying to bring in frame. It's blue lights. That's about as far as it can get before it pulls the computer unplugged and everything goes haywire. But basically there's like little buttons on it that I can push to turn on and off. And now the one that right there is my mouse, so it didn't affect any of the overlay there. But that's set up there. So we got our setup over yonder. I moved the camera a little closer, so now I'm on the top or the bottom part here of my desk. Although that means I can't bounce as much because it'll move the camera. So I can't get too crazy. But aside from that, yeah. So I got the setup a little bit different. I got but yeah, I got the setup a little bit different. I've got some obviously new things. Last we spoke, my birthday also passed, and I got for my birthday the wet palette, which I've never used, and part of the reason stream started a little bit later than anticipated, aside from all the other technical issues, was the fact that I was trying to set this thing up and read the instructions on how to make it work. So we'll see if it works. I don't know. But I do have it now, which is cool. And I'll have it over here in the corner. But life is good, Everything's set up. We got some fun stuff ahead. I need to silence my phone. My Instagram is blowing up. But, all good times, all good times. Doodle-a-doo. But yeah, life. Yes, I have wet. I have wet. He good wet. I think. I again, we'll see if it works. I'm hoping it does. because I don't have any other palette. The old palette I did throw away because I did not wash it properly upon its final usage, and it was bad. But it was only it was only a couple dollars, so it did us well for the time we used it. Thank you for your service, palette number 1. Now we have wet palette. We're gonna make it work. But I've got 2 fun minis ahead. 2 fun minis planned. And we're gonna do them because for Christmas I also got some new minis. So I'm gonna start with 2 of those for today. We'll do those 2, and then we'll just get back into things proper here. Very excited to be back. Have some fun things planned ahead. Again, talked about it in my blog post on Monday this week. But thinking about doing some video gaming as well. That'll be less infrequent, or more infrequent. I don't know which one I'm trying to say. Regardless, it will not be planned. Whenever I'm gaming, I will. If I decide to pop on the camera, I'll pop on the camera, and we'll figure that out. I've never done video games on Twitch, so I don't know how that's gonna work. But that'll be a problem for future me to realize and fix. But current me is going to currently, yes, still current, going to maintain the every other Wednesday painting starting now, and go from there. Obviously, if that doesn't work, or I bump a week early or a week later, we'll do our best to keep things going here. But my plan is to stay consistent, to have Wednesday nights. At some point, I will be streaming mini painting, as I used to last summer. We are in the new year of 2023, and there's lots to get done and lots of fun to be done. So, first things first, I'm going to grab the minis off the shelf that we're going to be painting today. They come to us from a lovely group known as Wildspire Miniatures. And for Christmas I got the Monsters of Chillin. And there was a whole box of minis that come with this. If you're familiar with this product, they come with a bunch of minis and this handy dandy little monster guide as well, which is pretty awesome. So we've got this handy dandy little monster guide that comes with stat blocks for each 5e compatible stat blocks for each of the creatures that are within in the set. Comes with some maps, talks about the world a little bit. It's pretty handy. I like it quite a lot as a product. Wildspire Miniatures, pretty cool. The 2 minis that we're going to be painting from them today are 2 of the ones that I fell in love with immediately upon opening the box and just seeing them, and then opening the booklet and finding their stat block even better. So the first one, I think we'll start with the big guy. Why not? So let me find him real quick. Oh, and while I'm doing my shout out thing, because I have mentioned the book, I would be remiss to not mention the author of this little monster guide, as it is written on the front here. Written by Colin Anderson. Thank you, Colin Anderson, for the writing you do, and anyone else who may have worked on this product. We appreciate you and everything that you do. With that said, the first creature of the evening is gonna be this fellow here. The Sharkin Bear is what it's called in the book. And it is a bear with sharks for hands. And here he is, the mini. I'll get it up close and personal. This was the first one I saw upon opening the box when I got it for Christmas, and I can't even express to you how excited I was, how happy I was, how much I laughed. This is just anything I could have wanted out of a miniature. This was it. He was it. So we got the Shark and Bear, who we're gonna start with this evening. And maybe I'll read you a bit about the Shark and Bear stat block and the notes that are given. But our second mini for this evening will be, and it's going to take me a second to find it. What I should have done is I should have marked with a little tab where these things were and be prepared. But alas, didn't happen. But here we are. I found it. Our second friend is another beaut, honestly, and I didn't find it until I had until I opened the booklet and then went and found the mini, and I was like, oh my god, stop it. We'll be painting our second mini this evening is the Hell Pug. Look at this fella, the Hell Pug. It's a pug from hell, and that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. It's a pug from hell. Writhing around the, infernos and the infernal planes. Here he is. Here he is. A little hell pug. He is red. I'll turn him sideways. You're not going to be able to see many of the features yet. But there he is. A little pug bathed in fire. The two of these made me so happy. And you can just, you just see the size difference of them. So again, thank you so much to Wildspire Miniatures, Colin Anderson, and just Monsters of Solon for a wonderful gift that we're all going to get to enjoy together. There are plenty of figures and details. Going to require some fine detail. Oh yeah, especially for those little flames. It's going to be bonkers, but we're going to do our best. But we're going to start with these two. It came with a ton, and this booklet is full of other creatures and beings. Also kind of handy, and again, just shout out to a well-made product. There's a free download for the digital PDF version of this booklet that came with it on the back. So not only did they give you a hard copy, but they also give you accessibility to a PDF file of it too. Very handy, very good. So yeah, we're gonna get started with the Shark and Bear, and we'll do the Hell Pug in a little while. We'll put him in the corner for now, so he's a constant reminder of our sins. The way I said that, it sounds like I could have said arson or our sins. I'm gonna go with both were intended and just call it a day. Oh my goodness. Okie dokie. So, let's get started. So first things first, I need to get the paint, because I haven't opened the paint in a hot minute. So there's going to be some shaking involved tonight. We're going to get the ambiance back on, and I will plug my ambiance music that I've been using, and I'm going to use it again, because why not? We will once again be using the lovely musical talents of State Azure, using their ambient tracks being made for Flea Mortals, a MCDM Productions product, which is coming out. Not sponsored, just cool. I'm not sponsored by any of these people. I'm not big enough to be sponsored. but just some cool products, some cool things I like to support and like to engage in. We're gonna be, we're gonna be doing that. We're gonna be playing some of the music that was brought to us by that product. So we're gonna listen to the Enchanted Forest by State Azure, as well as, excuse me, the Graveyard, which was also composed by State Azure as part of the Flea Mortals sort of packages going around. But we're gonna listen to that, and I don't know if the ambiance is gonna match my enthusiasm for this evening, but but you know what? Like I said in the earlier streams, I feel like having ambiance is nicer and it fills dead space than just having me talk and then go silent for a half an hour while I'm focusing on whatever detail I'm focusing on. So we're going to get started. I'm going to get the paint set up, and then I'll turn on the music, and we'll get painting proper. I also got, I forgot to open this, I got new brushes for my birthday. Yeah, my birthday was a whole bunch of new stuff that I was super excited to use. I can tell it's new because it smells like a fresh box of crayons, even though it is brush. I think it's like the felt material of this product. But yeah, I got brushes and I got the new wet palette for my birthday, and then I didn't touch them because I stopped streaming because of life. But here I am. I'm touching them. I'm using them. Trying to close this back up, and it doesn't seem to want to, so please forgive the sounds it is making. It is not good ASMR. But we're going to use them now, at long last, and we got our new setup, and our new place, and life is good. Life is good. So let's do it. I'm going to get this open. I keep saying let's do it. I feel like I'm just trying to like fill my own mental dead space of just thinking a mile a minute, trying to get everything to be perfect and set up and the whole 9 yards. So look at that. We got a variety of brushes now, all sorts of different like brush ends. So we got some like thicker ones. I'm showing you, but you can't see. So I'll take one out. We got some like thicker brushes for those larger details. We got some curved brushes for other details. I don't know. Tell me you're not an artist by trade without telling me you're not an artist by trade. And of course we got the more fine-tipped brushes for those really small details. This would probably be good for the hell pug that we're going to be doing. But yeah, we got all sorts of brushes going on. So I'm going to grab one of the larger brushes for our shark and bear friend here, for the sake of my sanity. I'm thinking right now, I'm just going to lay it out there. I'm thinking majority brown for our bear, and then sort of have it the fur fade into blue on the arms and give like the shark heads their own like blue sort of shark look. And we'll try some blending. We'll see how it goes. Again, it's been months since I've done this. Been a very, very long time. But I'm happy you're here, and I'm happy you're watching. And if you miss it live, don't you worry, because next week it'll be up on YouTube, as a VOD, a VOD, and we'll you can always catch up and see what you missed. Most of the time it's me rambling, but if that's what you're here for, then you don't want to miss that. So, let's do it. I said I was going to grab a big brush, and then I didn't. I grabbed a small brush instead. We're off to a good start. All right, I'm going to put all the brushes over yonder. We're going to, yeah, look at that. Nothing happened. And I got some water over on the side here that I'm going to dip my brush in a second. First, we need our paint. And I didn't get any new paint, so our paint is still brought to us by Reaper. Using the Reaper paints, which have been good to me thus far. So, you know, good product there. Let's see what we got. Ooh, we got Woodland Brown. That sounds like the exact thing I need. I'm gonna shake it up, cause again, I haven't touched these in a long time. Oh wow! Look at that. Offer promotion to your channel, viewers, followers, and chat bots. Wow. Thanks, whoever you are, or whatever you are, because I don't know if you're a person or a robot behind that. But thanks for being here regardless. So we got some brown. Let's see what we got here. Ebony flesh. I don't think I'm going to need ebony flesh for these two this evening. Linen, probably not. Scholar flesh, no. Most of I kind of try to separate. I feel safe. I trust it. Not a scam at all. No. I totally, especially because it says go to a website, but the dot in .com is actually spelled out as dot. Yeah, it feels, yeah, again. The fact that they didn't pop up in my viewer list, because, again, my computer's right here, so I can literally see my viewer count, and nothing came up when they popped in the chat. I'm going to take that as it may have not been a person. No, they just really wanted to make sure you use a dot. Come on now. Yeah, I mean, when I obviously when I go and type that in, it's going to come up as, you know, a thing. So yeah, I kind of separated the paints into more neutral colors, and then all of the other light darks and different colors there. We got dark highlights. We all know I love dark highlights. Harvest brown, probably going to be handy for our bear there. Leather brown. No, leather brown we won't need for our bear, unless we... Ooh, no, we'll use the woodland brown for that. We got some dragon blue and some heather blue. I'll grab both for now, for the sharks. We're, of course, going to need brilliant red for our pug later, so we'll just put that aside. And candlelight yellow. Desert sand is probably a good pug color. Mountain stone. Maybe for the base plate. Because they also have like detailed base plates. Look at that. Good product. Good detail. Good stuff. Very excited. Pure black. That's water. Dragon red. Ain't the green at all? Probably not. Ooh, we need... where's the white? Dragon white we'll use for the sharks as well. I think that's that, though. I think color-wise, shark and bear is not going to be too complicated. Again, color-wise. I make no promises about... Because, I mean, each fur line is distinguished on the mini. Again, fantastic product design. Very intricate, which I appreciate. Is it made for someone of my skill level, which is novice? Probably not. But thank you, nonetheless, for trusting me with such valuable material. Quick drink. Yeah, so cool thing, again, about my new computer, I was just thinking about, is I could, if I so chose, do a face reveal. Bum, bum, bum. I'm probably not going to yet, although if you follow me anywhere on any social media, you probably already have seen my face, so I don't know that it matters. But alas, here I am. All right, so let's do it. I'm gonna shake up the paint. We're gonna start with the bare body proper, I think, or should we start with the shark and then blend into the bear? I don't know. We gotta do a. You know what? Scratch all that. We gotta do a base coat. We gotta do a base coat. I'm thinking we do it in. We go with the brown, I think, as our base for the bear, and we'll do that on top of the sharks as well. The base coat, we do it on everything, and then we'll fill in the details from there. So I'm gonna shake it up real good. Wow, Vinzilla out here. Thank you for that. Reason bot. Yeah, probably. Although the reason my Instagram was blowing up is I did get got several likes and messages from a particular individual offering to make me like a professional streaming logo. So that's something. 100% of bot happens sometimes. Yeah. Oh goodness, paint bubble. Look at that little paint bubble. He's so cute. All right, let's ready. First paint. Boom, paint bubble. First thing on the wet palette. Very cool, very cool. So we get some brown on there, and it's supposed to wet. Yes, it's supposed to stay. It's supposed to help keep the paint wet through the entirety of its usage. And supposedly, if I close it and don't tip it at all, it will keep the paint from drying for up to 48 hours. So for up to 2 days, I could keep the same paint. Now, will I be doing that? Probably not, because I don't do this that frequently. But the option is always there, and I appreciate when the option is there. So let's dive in. I'm gonna rearrange for a second. Move the paints. Excuse me, over here. So of course we can see. Again, I'm still working all the technical details out on the, how I mentioned, like doing like a Bob Ross sort of display across, like the words across the bottom saying what paint, the names of the paint colors I'd be using. Still working all that out. Again, one thing at a time. I got the camera on after a whole new setup and everything else, so I'm going to take this as a win. Let's get some music going. Enchanted Forest. Once more. Let me know if it's too loud as it comes in. I'll adjust my levels as we go, but here we go. So we have our lovely brush, our handles, and we'll get started. Feels good, honestly. I did miss this in my absence. I did. It's just timing just was never quite there. Touch bit too loud. Alright. I will adjust. A bit. How's that? That better? Let me know in the comments below. Alright. I think that should be a bit better. Still a little loud in my ear, but I lowered it on the actual stream setting. Boom. First paint. First blood. This is very intricate. There we go. Now it's softer and doesn't overpower you. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. Want it to just be ambiance. Nothing too crazy. So I feel like I'm gonna need not a lot of paint, but like to really get into the details, I'm gonna need to sort of gob it in A little gabagoo in there. Some of the creases and stuff of the Mini. To really get that base coat with the darker. And that way, when we go over it again with the lighter stuff to give it that depth and detail, it maintains this darker brown as the underlayer of fur. And again, we'll get the shark with the brown too, because this is our base. So get the fins. And already I'm liking this setup better, because I don't have to strain as far to be able to like lean in. Like my face is like, the camera's here, my face is like just off screen. So I don't have to lean nearly as far to be able to see the minis I'm working on anymore. You might ask yourself or ask me, why didn't you do this before with your setup? The answer is, because I didn't think about it. I will say thank you to my wonderful fiance for assisting me in tonight's setup and getting things going. She's just in the other room, and she is wonderful. Hello, Bo Bunny. I see your sinister face there in the chat. Welcome, welcome. Happy to see you have returned. Definitely gonna need more brown because we're not even close. Wow, your fiance sounds amazing. She is. She is amazing. Hello, Bo Bunny. How have you been? How have you been in my absence? I'm gonna get a little bit more brown, a little bit more of the harvest brown here. Another paint bubble has appeared. Love it, love it. Eventually, I'll have to buy new paints, and that day will make me sad. Because paint is expensive, and there's a lot of options. But, again, those are bridges we will cross at a different time. So, I'm just going to get in there. Again, trying to get all of the deep undercoat of the fur here. Really, really get in there with the detail. Get the underside of the shark. I also like many... Been doing my best is all. You know what? The best is all anyone can ask of you. Happy that you're doing your best. And our best looks different every day, so you know what? Whatever your best was today, I'm glad you were doing it. So... Gotta get the other side of the face. Gotta get inside the shark. I gotta do the other shark too. Oh my goodness. Again, very, very good amount of detail here, which is wonderful. I'm genuinely astounded. Like, this is really cool, and I'm really happy. But again, for my level of proficiency, this is a little much. I may have gone in a little bit heavier than I anticipated. Heavier? Done more than I expected. What are the words I'm trying to say? Do they even make sense? If the answer is no, let me know. Or don't, and just let me keep talking. But yes, so for those who are not following my blog, as I said before, you should. You totally should. Because there'll be life updates and project updates and all sorts of fun announcements on there. Right now, my goal is like once a week on Mondays. Gonna get that uploaded and posted. Share some thoughts, talk about my process in life, and go from there. But that being said, I talked this week about streaming Wednesdays, and like I said, I'm going to maintain figure painting every other Wednesday. So you'll get every other Wednesday is what I say. Every fortnight, but ultimately my goal is twice a month I will do a mini painting stream. Again, Wednesdays are the day, but if there's a Wednesday I cannot necessarily do in that 2-week period, I will either do the week ahead of that typically scheduled week, or typically scheduled time, or the week after the typically scheduled time. So I will do my best to keep my promise of two streams a month for mini painting, because again, I have fun with it. It's something I enjoy doing, and again, it gets me caught up with the plan from last year and with this year of continuing to build an audience, build my repertoire, and have some fun with some good friends and some good times. With that, I am thinking of branching out a bit, because again, mini painting is a lot of fun and I do enjoy it, but there are of course other things I enjoy doing. One such thing is I enjoy playing Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone and the like card games. I do play Magic with actual cards with my friends. We tend to use Spell Table for the most part to do that, which is always a good time. I don't know that I'll ever stream that, because I don't ever want to put my friends in an uncomfortable situation. Like if they're not comfortable with being on stream, then I won't do that to them. So I don't know that will ever get streamed, but there is of course the Magic the Gathering Arena, sort of mobile digital version of the trading card game, and I'm totally down to streaming that. My thought process is, and same with I play Hearthstone every once in a while too, more so MTGA than Hearthstone in recent years, but have dabbled in both over the course of my life, and I'm totally down for streaming either of those. I have, of course, accounts that are established for me that I've been playing for years, but my thought is, for you all, to keep things interesting and fun, I would make new accounts under my screen name here, and then start my collection fresh with those accounts, and that way we can build the accounts together, kind of thing. Like, you guys can see it happen as it happens. I thought that could be a lot of fun. So I'm thinking of branching into some online card games and doing that, because again, that's something I'm interested in on my free time, and I don't see why not. The other thing I'm interested in doing, there's two things, but I'll stick with the one for now because that's the one I talked about earlier. The one thing is, of course, I also love Pokemon. Pokemon is one of my favorites of all time. Pausing real quick. our base coat is on our bear. Look at him. Our shark and bear. Beautiful. He's so good. I'm gonna let him dry for a second, and I'm gonna rinse off my brush. Isn't he? I love him. I love him too. He's so good. So yes. So as I was saying before, while I let him dry, yes, Pokemon was one of the first video games I ever really got into growing up. The other one was, of course, the Legend of Zelda series. Very much a Nintendo kid growing up. But Pokemon, I remember when I turned, what was it, 2007. I don't remember how old I was, but 2007, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl had just come out, and I fell in love. That was my first generation of Pokemon, and I absolutely loved playing it, and I got many hours out of it. And from there, my Pokemon obsession grew. I have played Leaf Green. I have played Soul Silver. I'm trying to go through like all the generations and which ones I've played, either remake or original. I've played Ruby. I've played obviously I said Diamond was the version of Gen 4 that I played. I know Platinum is better and is the fan favorite of the Gen 4 games, but I didn't play it, and I still haven't. I probably should change that at some point in life, but hey, that'll lead into what I'm leading to eventually. Played, I think it was Pokemon White and then White 2, or maybe it was Pokemon, whichever one Zekrom was in was the one that I played, because Zekrom was cool, but I can't remember. I think it was alternate, so I think it was Pokemon White that I played. And then Pokemon X was the one I got of that gen, and then that's kind of where I stopped for a little while. So I haven't played. Oh, sorry, I lied. I got Moon for Sun and Moon for Gen 7. Gen 8 was Sword and Shield. I have not played. At the time, I didn't have a Switch. But I now own a Switch as of recently. So I will be getting Shield in the near future when I have more money. But we'll be getting Shield eventually. But I did just get Scarlet. So I'm just getting back into Pokemon more recently with Gen 9 and playing Pokemon Scarlet. Enjoying it so far. Very glitchy. The graphics look beautiful when they're not moving at like 3 frames per second. But it's coming along. I'm having a good time with it. I play it in my free time. But all this to say that I'm thinking of doing a Pokemon Nuzlocke as one of my video game inserts, because I've always wanted to do a Nuzlocke challenge, and I've just never had the determination or the ability before. And I think, again, with streaming like this, it'll give me the push to do it, and so I think I'm gonna go for it. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know when it'll start. I'm still working on when that'll all begin. Sorry, I'm shifting my chair a whole bunch, trying to get comfy. But I'm very, very excited about all of that. So that's in the channel's near future. Again, whenever I get those up and going and running, then we'll of course advertise it, and we'll get started and go from there. But yes, very exciting. All there. And I think he's dry to the touch. We're good to get more in depth and detailed with our Sharken Bear. So we're gonna get one of the thinner brushes. Actually, I think I'm gonna stick with the thicker brush for now and do some of the blending. Try to get the top coat of, we'll do some woodland brown on the top coat, keep the undercoat the darker harvest brown. Shaking up the paint as we speak. Open it up. There we go. Let's get some harvest brown. Obviously, due to the way I have the camera angled, you will probably not be able to see all the colors in the palette as I do them. I apologize if that's something you enjoyed. But for the sake of the new setup, that is not something I can do right now. Right now I'm trying to get some paint out of the canister. There we go. But the little nubbin was sealed shut, so couldn't get it out to start with. So I had to open it up. Let's see how this looks. So the cool thing about the wet palette is there's like a wet foam, like I have to like moisten underneath. I'm sorry, I didn't like it, but I said it. Moisten. That is like damp underneath, and then you put like this wax paper on top that's disposable, so that way I can keep using this over and over again and just replace the wax paper. Listen, thank you to my friend who's not currently watching. He's not here at the moment. But should you go back and watch this later, thank you for your recommendation. I greatly appreciate it, and it's already doing very well. So we're gonna do light over and just kind of give it that nice sort of overcoat there, but still giving it the undercoat that's that nice dark fur underneath. So I'm not really going to press in too deep, so I might probably pour way too much of this paint. So I'm going to loosen, yep. So, do still need a lava because there's a lot of bear here. Quite a bit of bear going on. Trying to go with the grain of the fur so like it looks a little more natural. Oh boy. I think the lighting just shifted, and that's because it is 9:08. We have my fiance and we have a set of smart light bulbs in our lamps. I think it's shifting as we speak. Hold on. It's got more yellow in here. Maybe you can't tell on stream, but I can tell in here. So we got some smart light bulbs in here, and with that, they're set on a timer, and the specific time is 9:08. So when it's 9:08, the lights shift in the home. It's pretty funny. It's an ongoing thing that I always joke about, but I love it. So this is coming out really well. I'm happy. I hope I don't mess it up. I say famous last words as he messes it up in 2 seconds. We'll come around. I'm trying to just go down with it. Again, with the grain, not against the grain, to keep it so it doesn't go any deeper than the top surface of the fur. It's really hard in these like corner spots, but under the cloth. No, he's a bear. He's not wearing cloth. Silly me. Alrighty. So, I think we're... Yeah, look at that. Does not quite look the same on stream, but get him a little closer. Lighting is not super flattering on him, but I promise. I mean, you can see the difference on there, but from my view, definitely 10 out of 10. All right. We got our bear going. Look at him. He's so good. Good boy. He's a good boy. He's a nightmare, but he's a good boy. I think we're gonna use the dark highlight a little bit as well to give it a little bit more contrast. So we got the light on top, the darker brown underneath. We'll get some dark highlight just to add in a little bit of and some just a little bit of tone difference. Add some shadow to the fur. Once again, I have to pop off the little nubbin to get to the paint. That should be enough because I'm not gonna go too crazy with the dark shadows on this one because I think it looks pretty good as is. But I am. Rinse off the brush. Probably should check on the music, see where it is, so I don't lose it by mistake. And once again, MCDM, State Azure, Flea Mortals, thank you for the music. And the minifigures, and the paint. I have so much to be happy and thankful for. It just makes me real happy that this is all coming together and just getting right back into it. It just feels good, and thank you for being here again. Happy for the sequel, happy for things moving forward, looking forward to things going ahead. Stay tuned. We got some fun stuff in the future. So we're going to add just a little bit of the shadow on the back here. Give it some of that definition, maybe. I don't know. I feel like sometimes I have these ideas and I'm like, yeah, this'll work, and then like I try it and I'm like, it didn't work. But you know, all we can do is try, right? We live and learn. Ears. Sort of the top of the head. A little bit more. This one will kind of go against the grain around the head to get those highlights. I'm gonna get with the fine details for the eyes and like the tongue, because those are pretty awesome. So I should acknowledge them. And the little claws at the bottom. Again, lots of fine details here. So we're gonna make sure we give this mini justice. I'm also gonna do the base plate right now, real quick, while it's on the ground. least part of the base plate. We'll come back around. And we do the final touches after the claws. Cause the claws. Oh boy, my computer is at a very low battery. Please hold. I'd greatly prefer if it didn't lose connection middle of the stream. So, I'm gonna put the paintbrush down. I'm gonna grab my charging cord. And we're gonna very carefully knock the flashlight off the wall. Doing good. Doing good. We're gonna shift the water cup. I'm gonna shift that down here. On this level. Not near all the expensive tech. We're gonna slide that forward a bit, so just get a bit more reach. And then try to go up and around here and in the back, and then please hold, we're almost there. Okay, it's plugged in. We should be okay. Alright, so now let's keep going. I think it's time we shift the sharks for the sake of the rest of the mini. And then we'll come back with the finer details like on the claws and the mouths. I'll use the brilliant red for the pug that we're going to use, and use that for the tongue. And the eyes. Bloodshot eyes. But let's get the blues on there. Do some double shaking. Yeah! It's that good ASMR. I hope you're enjoying your night. Okay, I'm done doing that now. Alrighty. So we gave it a real good shake. So we should get some real good color out of these. Ooh. Yeah, look at that blue. You can't see it. Hold on. I'm blocking your view. There we go. Okay. So got a lot of stringy wingy paint. So that's a lot of like heavy paint. I've read the instructions recently at that, and there is a difference between like the heavy and the light paint. That's why you shake it, because it separates. But yeah, so alright, and then we gotta do the heather blue as well. Get sort of a nice contrast and blues going. A few droppies. Heather blue, yeah, it's like a darker, a more gray blue. We like it. I think I'm gonna mix. I'm gonna mix in the white. Cause I don't want it to look like. I don't want it to look too much like Bruce from Finding Nemo. Getting the dry little pieces off my paint here. Get some white on there. Look at that. Ooh, that white is vibrant on the camera. Love it. Dragon white. All right, so now we're gonna grab one of the smaller brushes for the sharks. Let's grab this bad boy. Nope, just kidding. We're not gonna do that one. A little too thin. We're gonna do this one. Yeah, this one's a bit thicker. a little bit thicker, and then we'll grab this bad boy for the real fine details. So we'll get to you in a moment. Put him right there. He's just off camera. But we'll grab a bit of a thicker tip. There we go. Bit of a thicker tip there. And we can use that for him. Oh, cracking the hands, cracking the fingies. The fingies! My wrists have been popping a lot recently. Oh, that's probably not a good thing. But alas, here we are. Popping wrists, painting minis. Alright, so let's get, real quick, let's just see what the blue, and got some greens, or not green, white. Okay, like that light, more white. I think I like that color. Let's do it. So, on to the sharks. So let's do it. Let's do the sharks. Oh yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Getting the gills, eyes. And there are painted, there are colorized, I should say, versions of these minis in the booklet of Monsters of Solan, or Solen. I don't actually know how it's pronounced. I'm sorry. Content creators, please don't hate me. But you know, the joy of mini painting is it's making it your own, right? So that's exactly how I feel. Really, I gotta make sure it's the same shade. Otherwise, the whole thing gets messed up. Alrighty, so that looks good though. Trying to get just in the mouth there. Again, just getting every detail I can to make our shark parts of our shark and bear really stand out from the bear part. Because I think that's the best part of the absurdity of this creature. Is that it's a shark, or it's a bear with sharks for hands. Like, so the sharks have. If the sharks didn't stand out alone, they also got they really got to stand out in the painting process. You can't not show off the sharks in the shark and bear. Initially I liked to imagine it was a bear wearing shark puppets on its hands or on its paws. But then ultimately I decided that no. It's just it's a mutant. And it's a wonderful bear shark hybrid. That looks pretty good, just like as is. But I think I'm gonna blend the blue into the fur of the arm. So I have like the stark shark there. And then being shark puppets would be the biggest twist, right? I mean, like the way the minis, it makes just me with the way the mini is constructed. But like, there's no fur on the shark, obviously. But then, I'm trying to get to focus. Like, there's a seam where the hands are, so like it almost looks like it could be like puppeted, or like it's being. It's like shark puppets being used by a bear. But again, as funny and as wonderful as that is, I'm going with the narrative that it's a mutant bear with sharks for hands. Perhaps there's a different shark and bear with puppets for hands. Alright, let's do the second shark, and then we'll try to capture that blending effect. Once the second shark is... Blah, 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 blah. Really brushing its teeth. Just a regular bear, huh? Yup. Regular bear trying to fit in. It's like, hey guys, I'm a shark and bear too. And the other shark and bear's like, no, you're not. Those are just puppets. It's like, no, look, they're real. And then it does like a terrible ventriloquist act where it just tries to fit in with its other shark and bears. Like the sharks are actively like living and breathing, but then like the regular bear is just like doing some very bad ventriloquism for the shark puppets. I love this idea. Got this nice like aqua sky blue shade. Perfect for our sharks. Oh, but yeah. I love having so many brushes because it means that I can really specialize each detail with each brush. It's pretty neat. I'm doing it, Ma. Look at me go. I'm painting minis. Painting minis. And I'm streaming. That is something else. Speaking of family and streaming. Working towards something.
This week, the courtroom heats up on for all who charge.
Oh, I have an ad.
Objection, Your Honor.
Love me a good ad after a nice calm ambiance. Stop. Thank you. That's not what I want. Okay, hold. Please hold. Technical difficulties. All right, we'll come back to you, Forrest, in a minute. Now it's time for the graveyard. I have no idea what this one's going to sound like. I've never listened to it before. But I'm sure it'll be good, whatever it is. Alright, we're just going to do some quick touch-ups. Just really obscure the brown undercoat on the sharks. It 'twas a dark and windy night, and the shocking bear was walking amidst the storm. Alrighty, so we've got some of this gray blue. Let's get some of the lighter blue. And the white in there. Really mixing all the colors together here. Grab some of the brown as well. Just really give it that contrast that we're looking for. And it kind of fades. Kind of come up the edge of the fur on the arms. Really, and we'll go against the grain for this one. To really cement it in. Ooh, creepy doors. Nice. Thank you, music. I like it. Someone breathing. Okay. Yeah, that's not creepy. Too. That looks really cool. What do you think? Yeah, blends in a little bit. Hold on, I just messed that up a little bit, but really blend it in the rest of the body. Have that nice blend there into the shark. I think I'm gonna switch back to the forest. This is too spoopy for the stream I'm doing today. It's too spoopy. Appreciate you, Graveyard. Just a little too spoopy for the chill vibes we're creating. Oh. Okay, so back to our bear. Get more paint on there. Really just merge the line there. There's the grain a little bit around the head. Whole upper half, I think we'll just do a light dusting. Not gonna add any more paint to the brush. Just gonna do what I've got. Get a little bit more on there for this next part though, because I'm gonna thin it out as little on the brush as possible to then add in that sort of blending onto the tops and the sides of the heads of the sharks. Just there's not like a huge, like, stark shift in colors from the lighter blue to the darker blue. But there, look at that. Now we got like a nice little like gray effect around the area. Just sort of blends into the bear. I think that turned out really cool. Honestly, turned out cooler than I thought it was going to turn out, which is always a good feeling. Yeah, so we'll just get a little more top here. Coming around the sides. There we go. So let that dry while I clean off the brush for a second. And then we're going to try to get some of the finer details with the white. And then we'll need some red for the eyes, but again, we'll get there momentarily. We're a little over an hour and a half in. Thank you for hanging out so far. Don't think, because I started so late, I don't think I'm going to take a break this evening. I think I'm just going to, after the Shark and Bear is complete, I'm going to go right into the Hell Pug. That way we can keep things streamlined. And of course, as always, if you need to tune out before the stream ends, it'll be on YouTube. You can see the results. I will also be posting them as images on the blog web page. I may not do a creative write-up on each of them, but I will definitely include the pictures so that way everyone can see them and enjoy them for the finished product. Because I think that's always a neat part to see the sort of the end. But let's do the shark teeth and the claws on the feet of the bear. Be real careful now. But look at that tip. Real thin there. So if I don't, gotta keep a real stable hand. So here we go. Ooh, I'm nervous. Sorry, here we go. A little too much on that one corner there, but we got some teeth. Trying to hit the bottom lip too much, but kinda am. It's alright. Let's do the other set of teeth. The fine details are always tough. I am definitely not a surgeon, so keeping my hands nice and steady is not always strongest suit. But I'm doing my best. Yeah, a little bit much, but not bad, not bad. Let's get the claws. It's kind of hard to see, but look at that. Definitely see it on camera, though. I'm going to touch up the base again, so I'm not worried about getting the white on the base right now. So I will paint over it. Now the focus is getting the white on the claws. So there ain't no laws when you're drinking claws. Or so I heard. All right. Gotta do the mouth and the eyes. Oh, bear's got teeth too, hold on. Okay, he's no teeth. Nice, nice, nice. All right, now let's do some red. I'm gonna do a lot of red, just because I know I'm gonna use it for the hell pug. I'm gonna use some of the dark highlight as well to capture the pugness of the pug. Put the red next to the blue. Like so. That wasn't a lot, but it's fine. I'm not trying to be wasteful after all. Like I said at the beginning, paint is expensive. Here we go. Let's get that tongue, ready? Beautiful. All right. Let's get the eyes. And then I think our shark and bear will be complete. Oh, the base. My bad. Right. Shark eyes. Very vicious. Oh, yeah. Let's see, let's get it to focus. Come on. Beautiful. Look at that. That looks awesome. I'm really happy with how that turned out. Very, very happy. We're gonna grab the big brush from earlier. The larger one, that is. The biggest brush I used tonight. We're gonna use that and we're gonna just coat the whole base layer in. Let's see, let's mix the brown with like the blue. A little white in there too, why not? Alrighty. Nice little sandy cobblestone. Losing some of the actual cobblestone effect with how much paint I got going, but I think that's okay for now. I will forgive myself for that. Just gotta go a little bit lighter. Not gob it on. So strong. And there we have it. Beautiful. I love it. Alrighty. Shark and Bear complete. Didn't read any of the stat block, but I think that's, you know, that's okay. We were focused on the mastery and the beauty that the Shark and Bear deserved in its painting debut. In the return of the Bard. The return of Drex. Whichever you prefer pronouncing it. It's spelled Drex, there's no space, and that's because special characters aren't allowed in the names of things. Otherwise it would be D-Rex. But Drex also works fine. Alright, Shark and Bear's done. Your turn, buddy. We're gonna go right into it, like I said. Keep going, keep things moving. Keep things fun and flowing. Shake up the other two paint colors we haven't used yet this evening. That we're gonna use. And we'll get them on the palette. You know what I'm realizing? Me and viewers. I don't recall if I set up my stream to make it so the VOD would save. I'm kind of hoping it just does it automatically. But my gut is telling me it's not gonna. So if you never see this stream reach the light of day, I'm sorry. There was a lot going on. I was trying my best. Okay, I'm done. I'm not going to do the whole pity party thing because that's silly. No use being full of pity. We'll just fix it for next time. Fix it in post, right? Oh goodness, he also has a saddle. Oh boy. He's got a little saddle. Here we go. We're gonna do the base in the lighter brown, I think. Because, I mean, he's just a pug on fire, basically. So we're just gonna make him a pug. And then light him on fire. Hell pug, he's a pug from hell, he's gonna burn you. That's it. Just sin. Don't sin. Does the hell pug incentivize sin? Because I feel like the people who really like pugs would want to see the hell pug in the afterlife. It's a ferocious little beastie. I don't know. Gotta get underneath him. But he's so close to the ground. He's just so cute. Might need a second coat of the base. You can't see it. Oh no, I'm sorry. Alright. Yeah, I might need a second coat of the base color here. This one it's easier to tell where I haven't painted because the whole mini is done in like red plastic, so like it's glaringly obvious when I miss a spot. Where like sometimes with the gray minis, it's harder to tell. Because some of like the base color ends up blending in. Pug. Alright. I'm gonna let the hell pug dry. There he is. Now, I mean, now you can actually see him from the actual mini. So this one's gonna be a lot of fine details. I'm gonna use the smaller one that I was using before for most of this mini to really capture those details, because the saddle and the little pug face and the fire. Again, there's a lot of little detail that goes into this one. Want to make sure I do him justice, you know. He's a hell pug. He deserves my respect. This pug survived hell. I'm gonna take a quick drink break while he dries. Okay. Cruise along. We're almost into hour 2 of the stream. And again, a lot of fine details, so I'm not going to rush it, but imagining we'll be done in the next half hour or so. 2.5 hour stream. Not bad for the return. Not bad at all, I'd say. But yeah. Alright, so I think it's still a little wet. You paint on my finger! No! Let's see. Trying to find where. Blah. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a couple more seconds to dry. And let it be. Sorry if you can hear. I'm sure you can hear my mouse moving as I move it. Again, part of the new setup, having everything on sort of partially some of the things on one playing field. The mic is right next to where my mouse is now. It's a wireless mouse, so I could always just move it. But naturally, where it sits on the desk is right next to where the mic is right now. I'm actually pretty far back from the mic as we speak, so I'm impressed that the audio's doing as well as it is. Audio engineer 101, right? This guy, me. All right, let's get down to pugness, and we'll paint the hell pug. Alright. So, I feel like, first off, his eyes. His eyes are the first thing. So, a little bit of red. We gotta. There's no way we don't. One eye. Two eyes. Look, sinister. Look at him. Yeah, you see those eyes? Those are nightmare eyes. They're gonna get you. I'm going to take some red, a bit of yellow. We're going to do what colors do. We're going to mix them together. Make a brand new color. We're going to make that beautiful orange. Got a beautiful orange. That is the base of the flames, I think. Here we go, ready? It looks like he's got a damn party hat. I love it. He's got like a little flame tail too, so we'll do that in orange. I'll add in little flames. Little red and yellow details to the flames. Oop, nope. I got red on my water cup. Or orange. Whoopsie-daisies. Alrighty, so let's get nibbing of red. I'm gonna blow on it real quick. Turn off the mic too. Alrighty. Push the button and we're back. Alright, those strokes are red. Clear off my brush as best as possible. Get some yeller. Look at the little fires. It's so good. Alright. The little fires. Let's get the saddle. Honestly, the hell pug's not going to take us very long at all. All good, though. Figured the shark and bear would be the main attraction, and the hell pug in an adorable second. Saddle time. Alright, here we go. Real close here. Going to hell, riding a pug, hell pug. The Adventures of Hell Pug. He's almost like... You know what Hellpug is? Hellpug is a service dog for devils. Mm-hmm. You heard it here first. That is what I have determined for this, the fate of this creature. He is saving one immortal soul after another. This harness is really difficult to do. Gotta give him like that, like darker scruff in the front there. Alright, ready? Here we go. Oh, he's such an angry boy. Look at him. Hold on, I'm gonna get to focus. He's coming for your soul. But he's not focusing. He's coming for you. I love him. Let's finish off the base. A little bit of a... Get a dark blue, get some red in there. Get nice, like, purple. Nice deep purple going. For our base. Get that nice infernal purplish maroon. Got to turn it around. Get the other side. is. This little dark purple base form there. And we have our hell pug. Boom. Alrighty. I think it's about that time. I think today was a good intro back into it. I am very, very happy with our end product here. Let's show them off again. We got our shark and bear. Beautiful that he is. And of course, we just moments ago completed our hell pug. Look at him. He's so ferocious. Just focus on my fingers. Why is it so hard for you? Come on. You can do it. It's fine. Don't focus. But yes, we have both our minis completed for the evening. Oh, a good intro back in, I think. It's been far too long. I'm happy to be back in the saddle, getting going. Again, keep an eye out for those new things coming soon. Keep an eye out for more mini painting. Thank you again to State Azure, MCDM, and Flea Mortals for the lovely music and ambiance. Thank you to... what is it? Wildspire Miniatures for their Monsters of Solin collection, their Monster Guide version 1.0, along with the minis that come with it. Thank you again for those and the wonders that these will create together. And thank you all for coming out on a Wednesday night and watching and listening to me ramble and paint minis. As always, I will see you around. And, yeah, thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your night. And we'll be back real soon. Have a good one. Good night.